Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results and your one match for Superstars. Spoilers for this week. And always some news that developed over the weekend. Natalia got married to Tyson Kidd. According to eonline.com, the wedding took place in a private home and beach in Sarasota, Florida, and the reception was held at Michael's on East. At a restaurant on East. The ceremony was filmed for E! Network's Total Divas, which premieres on July 28th. The wedding attendees included Christian, Daniel Bryan, Justin Gabriel, Harry Smith, Damian Sandow, Kurt Hawkins, Hornswoggle, Cameron, Naomi, and the Bella Twins. Former WWE Diva Search contestant Carmella Cesare Garcia turned 31 years old. She was born July 1st, 1982. She competed in the Diva Search 2004 Diva Search, which was won by Christy Hemme, who now works for TNA as a ring announcer. Other contestants in that search included Amy Weber, Joy Giovanni, Maria Kanellis, and Michelle McCool. Carmella went on to marry former NFL quarterback Jeff Garcia. WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk turned 69 on Sunday. He was born June 30th, 1944. Funk made an appearance at the House of Hardcore 2 event in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania last weekend and had a recent appearance on the Steve Austin Show. WWE wrestler Cody Rhodes, a.k.a. Cody Garrett Runnels, turned 28 on Sunday. He was born June 30th, 1985. Alicia Fox, Victoria Elizabeth Crawford, turned 27 on Sunday. She was born on June 30th, 1986. Ed the Strangler Lewis, a.k.a. Robert Herman Julius Frederick, was born June 30th, 1891. Pro wrestling legend, died on August 8th, 1966. The 30-minute UWF show on ESPN Classic tonight aired at 9:30 p.m. had Dr. Death Steve Williams, Bob Orton Jr., and Cactus Jack on the episode. 2 episodes of WWE Main Event will be airing this Wednesday night, beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Ion Network. The first episode will be a Money in the Bank special, and the second episode airing at the normal time of 8 p.m. As a regularly scheduled episode will be taped on tomorrow night. The description for the special is Money in the Bank episode reads like this: an inside look at this year's Money in the Bank match and all the former champions involved. WWE Hall of Famer JR updated his blog section of jrsbarbecue.com. The following items are among the highlights. To order JR's barbecue products, visit www.shop.com. While commenting on Ric Flair and Roddy Piper's Celebrity Wife Swap. Enjoyed watching Ric Flair and Roddy Piper on ABC Celebrity Wife Swap Sunday night. The Nate isn't going to slow down for anyone until he's 6 feet under, which I hope won't be years and years. That's just the way that Rick's wired, for better or for worse. I tend to lean more towards Hot Rod's lifestyle that I keep it low key here in Norman and have never been overly comfortable being what some might perceive as a celebrity. I applaud both WWE Hall of Famers for being braver than me doing the broadcast, as I wouldn't have had the courage to be so open with my family on national TV. By and large, it was a fun hour of TV on Sunday night. I was surprised that the reality show actually played on reality, with the pitfalls of Flair's lifestyle being addressed. Wendy and Kitty both came off well. Kitty was the relatable, hard-working mother. Wendy made it clear that she's used to the finer things in life and doesn't cook or do housework. Yet she still manages to come across like a much better person than the pampered women that the Rich Housewives reality shows that his girlfriend subjects to occasionally. JR on the death of Matt, when it comments on the death of Matt Osborne, aka Matt Bourne, did exactly that, and he was brilliant in his most famous and well-known in-ring persona. Doink the Clown's success and notoriety is a testament to Matt's skill and raw talent. Matt made what was presented to him from creative arm of the WWE, his own, and Matt made it work. Much can be learned by all talents, not only of today, but of tomorrow as well. About that last sentence, Maniac Mac Moore will always be remembered by me as a skilled professional who was old school in so many ways, a fundamentally sound, naturally tough guy who was able to defeat any opponent except the demons that plagued him off and on for many years. Rest in peace, Matt Bourne, Maniac Matt, Doink the Clown, Big Josh, Matt Osborne. Ross had a lot more to say in his actual blog about the death of Bourne, who died late last week. As always, we're only running the highlights of the blog here. And then JR commented on War Games. Would I like to see the WWE return the War Games to pay-per-view? Not really. The old days lent itself more to the aggression and violent element that the War Games concept needed to be successful. A War Games match without blood would certainly be awkward. Then again, I've gotten used to the cage matches without blood, so I assume I could do the same for the modern day War Games. TNA has their own version of the match, courtesy of Lethal Lockdown. However, it's in one ring, and until this year, the roof dropped down and had a bunch of weapons hanging from the top that the wrestlers used. I never cared for the weapons being used in the first place. Other topics include more on Matt Bourne and War Games, the spoken word tour, working with espn on a new project, and much more. For more, go to jrsbbq.com. ABC Celebrity Wife Shot that I spoke on just recently drew 3.22 million viewers on Sunday night. The episode featured the WWE Hall of Famers, Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, and their significant others. For more ratings info, visit ZachTuit.com. Former developmental trainees Chase Donovan and Chad Baxter appeared on the 2.5 Wrestlers podcast and discussed the negative attributes of NXT head trainer Bill DeMott. The stories included a second-hand story of DeMott pulling out a gun in front of some trainees, and first-hand accounts of him using a homophobic slur during training sessions and breaking yardsticks over the backs of developmental talent. You can listen to the full podcast at 2.5wrestlers.com. Thanks to Juan Lopez for that news. One of the show's hosts, Kevin Matthews, has been very outspoken about his experience with DeMott. I can't verify any of the stories that they told about DeMott, but I know Matthews has been characterized by some in the company as having an axe to grind stemming from his 2006 run into Deep South Wrestling. However, when there are additional former developmental wrestlers echoing similar sentiments about DeMott, one would hope that WWE officials are at least investigating the allegations. For that matter, if the allegations are untrue, then one would think they would want to protect DeMott. Bart McCoy was at the Raw tapings tonight in Sioux City, Iowa, and passed along the Superstars taping. One match result, and it was none other than Wade Barrett defeating Zack Ryder, and Barrett won with a bullhammer in about 7-minute match. Raw from the USA Network from Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center. Raw opened with a shot of a smiling Vicky Guerrero standing backstage. She said they will honor the pinnacle of WWE by having WWE Champion John Cena versus World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio. Vicky thanked the McMahon family for allowing her to have the match on Raw. The opening video aired. Michael Cole saw and checked in on commentary where he was joined by Jerry King Lawler and JBL. Daniel Bryan headed to the ring and led the crowd into the Borgasm chant. Yeah, that's the yes chant. And the Money in the Bank briefcase was hanging above the ring, and a ladder was set up inside the ring. Jerry King Lawler noted that Bryan looked confident and ready. Bryan wore a Respect the Beard t-shirt, which is brand new. Bryan said the answer to the burning question of whether he is the weak link was finally answered. Bryan said that the question was answered when he made Randy Orton tap out last week. He said the new question is whether he can carry the momentum into the Money in the Bank All-Stars match and win the WWE Championship contract. He set the crowd up with the Borgasm chant again. Yes, yes. Bryan said he wants to be the WWE Champion. I want to follow in the footsteps of the greats. Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, The Rock, Daniel Bryan. Bryan said 2 years ago he won the Money in the Bank match and cashed in to become the World Heavyweight Champion, and it's been far too long, he said. Bryan said that just because this match is filled with all-stars doesn't mean history can't repeat itself. I will be WWE Champion, as he concluded. Sheamus came out and recalled how Bryan's title reign ended when he beat him in 18 seconds. There were more boos and cheers for that line. Sheamus said it's been far too long since he had a championship around his waist, and he's not letting Bryan or anyone else stand in his way. Bryan asked if he calls 1-800 fella. Well, Sheamus broke kicked himself in the face. Randy Orton then walks out with no music and said, it's been nearly 2 years since he's been champion. I'm not hungry, I'm starving, Orton said. And a starving man takes what he needs, and I need the WWE title. Orton joined the others in the ring and said he won't hesitate to cash in the Money in the Bank contract like Cena did last year by cashing in on the first unsuspecting champion he seized. Bryan pointed out that he made Orton tap out. Orton told him that he would let it slide once, but he would drop Bryan if he disrespects him again. Kane came out and minus his music and said no one is safe, especially Bryan. Kane said no one has been more ruthless than he has, especially when the WWE Championship is involved. Kane said he has no problem committing unspeakable acts against opponents, even his so-called friend. And Bryan said Kane is still upset about what happened at SmackDown. He said it's not his fault that he couldn't beat Orton like he did. Kane said that's why he can't wait for the Money in the Bank ladder match. He said it's every man for himself and there are no partners or friends, only victims. Bryan and Kane bickered over which of them would be WWE Champion. So, my point of view, they're not having qualifying matches. It's just going to be one great big match. So what are they going to do? It's an all-stars match. Well, Christian walked out, minus his music, and said he has more experience and has more success in ladder matches than anyone in WWE. He said he is looking for one more match for the WWE Championship. Christian said he might not be the biggest, strongest, scariest, or the most hairiest guy in the match, but he is the best. Well, that brought out CM Punk, minus his music. He said he promised himself that he wasn't going to do the predictable thing, but he heard the magic word, best. He said he respects the hell out of Christian and everything that he's done in his career, but not only is he the best in the world, he's also the best in the world in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Punk said he's the only man who can say that he's won the match twice and will soon be the only 3-time winner. And then Punk said no one can touch him in the ring, even though he knows how formidable the competition is. He addressed RVD by looking into the camera and saying that he knows RVD is fearless. Punk says Sheamus is one of the toughest SOBs he's ever been in the ring with. Punk was about to talk about Orton when Bryan interrupted him and said he's had enough. He said that if Punk said one more word, he would make Punk tap out, just like Orton did last week. Well, Orton got upset and walked up towards Bryan. Kane stands in his way, who lectured him about trying to fight his battles. Orton, Kane stood in his way, but Bryan got back in Kane's face and said he could stand up for himself. Orton performed the RKO on Kane. As he turned around, the other wrestlers stared at one another, but everyone eventually backed down and left the ring without further physicality. Announcer spoke at ringside and questioned what RVD was thinking about while watching that on television. Coleslaw said that they would be taking a look back at all of the great champions in sports entertainment history. A video package focused on Buddy Rogers and Lou Thesz as they got a commercial. The live crowd was really hot for Bryan early on and seemed to like the other wrestlers too. But they were really flat for the end of that segment. That had everyone slowly backing away. I didn't care for the first 3 guys talking about how long it's been since they held the gold because it kind of brought them all down a notch. But I like the overall build-up that the match is getting. I love the throwback video package. And the way that they're building up the champion versus champion match for the main event, they've become too flippant, and with the champion versus champion match, in recent years, and hopefully this is a sign that things are changing. Then we get the first Wyatt family video aired, and the Shield make their entrance. The announcers narrated footage of the trio losing to Christian and the Usos on SmackDown. Match number 1, the Shield versus Christian and the Uso brothers. Babyface team dives onto the Shield members at ringside. Coleslaw asked whether they had the Shield's numbers heading into the break. The Shield assumed control after the break. Dean Ambrose mocked fan clapping, which actually led to two fan clapping. Funny, Christian tags in, and the faces went on a flurry, and it came down to Christian and Ambrose. Christian set up for the kill switch, but Ambrose pushed him off. Christian went to the ropes, and Seth Rollins pulled him down over the top rope. Christian stumbled into Ambrose's finisher, and the Shield defeated Christian and the Usos in a 9-minute, 35-second match. Still not sure what the purpose of the Shield's recent losses have been, but the one on Friday actually helped raise the stock of Christian and the Usos a bit. Losing the rematch didn't help the babyfaces, but it didn't seem like it really hurt them either. I do question why they didn't have one of the Usos pin one of the tag team champions on SmackDown, since they need the credibility boost more than Christian. By the way, Coleslaw did a good job of raising his level of enthusiasm while calling this match. Backstage segment, Daniel Bryan informed Kane that he got him in a match against Randy Orton with the request of Vince McMahon, Orton McMahon. Kane was pleased. Bryan then informed Kane that he would be special referee. Dolph Ziggler made his entrance for a match. Did you know Graphic buzzed? SmackDown was the most socially active show on Friday night and beat every cable show over 5 times. Footage from SmackDown of Dolph Ziggler spoiling Alberto Del Rio's fiesta. Coleslaw said Ricardo Rodriguez was injured due to the event on SmackDown, and they would elaborate later. Match number 2, Dolph Ziggler versus Jinder Mahal with Drew McIntyre and Heath Slater. Drew McIntyre was not in a good mood on Facebook. He made some type of statement that he made to get his fans to think he was about to be released. Well, Ziggler used a zigzag for the win. Not much of that match. Afterwards, McIntyre and Slater entered the ring. Went after Ziggler, who fled the ring. They chased him to the floor as Ziggler continued to dodge them until they crashed into one another, and then he performed a zigzag again to leave them all lying. And he defeated Jinder Mahal in 2 minutes 20 seconds. Another champion flashback focused on Bruno Sammartino, and another one focused on NWA champion Harley Race. Coleslaw hyped a Mark Henry career retrospective for after the break. By the way, I have met Harley Race in a restroom in Augusta, Georgia, at the James Brown Arena, as it now was being called. And he was none other with Big Van Vader back in the day. Well, Coleslaw hyped Mark Henry retrospective for after the break. Outcomes, the Ziggler match was never a question, but it was quick and effective in terms of giving Dolph a television win without boring the viewers. Backstage, Miss Piggy Guerrero was venting to Brad Maddox about the McMahons, always telling her what to do. Triple H showed up and told her to continue what she was saying because he believed she was just about to make a disparaging remarks about her family. She declined. He told her that she's doing a great job with the show by giving the fans what they want. Vicky told him that she's a little stressed because the other family members are telling her what to do. Hunter said he's learned over the years to let them vent and get it all out, and then don't do what they say. He told her to do what he says. Coleslaw sets up the Mark Henry video package. Randy Orton makes his entrance for his match with Kane. Jerry the King Lawler reminded viewers that Daniel Bryan would be special referee. Daniel Bryan lectured Orton after he made his entrance, and Kane then makes his entrance, but he didn't lecture Kane or the 50-50 referee. So we get Kane versus Randy Orton with special referee Daniel Bryan. After nearly 5 minutes of forgettable action, Bryan disqualified Kane for putting his hands on him. However, Kane refused to accept the DQ win. So Bryan gave in and restarted the match. As it goes to commercial, Kane was in control of the offense until he jumped off the top rope into a drop kick from Orton, which Orton followed up a short time later with a hanging DDT off the second rope. Orton played to the crowd as Bryan looked concerned for his partner. Orton struck the Viper's pose, but Bryan stood in front of him and they bickered. Once Orton got past Bryan, Kane caught him with a boot and went for a cover. Bryan made a fast count, 1, 2, 3, to give Kane the win. And the match took 12 minutes, 10 seconds. After the match, Kane complained to Bryan about the fast count. Bryan told him that he would not have won without his. He would have won without his help. Kane grabbed Bryan by the throat, and there was a do it chant, but Kane refused and left Bryan. And some of the fans were booing, and Bryan jawed at Kane and turns around into an RKO from Orton. I like the storytelling more than the actual match. I'm not a big fan of Bryan continuing to be so quirky and comedic, as I believe there is real money in Bryan shifting away from the comedy and being promoted as a great wrestler. That being said, the segment was entertaining, but it's too much like Santino Marella storyline. Well, backstage segment with CM Punk telling Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel that he would beat both primetime players by himself. Heyman said he didn't understand why Punk had so much animosity for Axel. Punk told Heyman that he trusted him, but not Axel. Heyman told Punk to trust his best judgment, which is that Axel is worthy of his trust. Punk sighed and looked like he was coming around when the segment concluded. The champion video focused on Bob Backlund and the WWE Championship side. And I'm just a common man, Dusty Rhodes on the World Heavyweight Championship side. As they go to commercial, another champion video continued to be a pleasant surprise. This is how it should be when the champions meet. Actually, it should be pay-per-view main event worthy, but I'll settle for the baby steps. A video hyped the premiere of the Total Divas reality show that debuts on July 28th. Match number 4, Sheamus versus Fandango with Summer Rae as she came out first. The announcer spoke about the potatoes that were thrown in the Dublin Street fight on SmackDown. Coleslaw said that they meant it literally and figuratively. They were in dick around mode and cracked another joke. As the match started, Sheamus mocked Fandango's dancing for a laugh from the crowd. Fandango, at 3 minutes 10 seconds, caught Sheamus with a kick from the ring apron. Sheamus fired back with a shot, but Fandango came back with another kick. After goofing off for most of the match, JBL reminded the viewers that Fandango defeated Chris Jericho at WrestleMania on his debut and was known for upsets. Sheamus fired back with a flurry of punches in the corner. Fandango kicked out and off and slid underneath the ropes, and Sheamus caught Fandango with a series of forearms as he stood on the ring apron. Fandango fell to the floor and then walked away up the ramp with Summer Rae to get counted out for a 10 count. And the match took 6 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't care for the Fandango being counted out losses, but it does seem like the heat goes to him rather than the company when the announcers play it up right. I assume this will lead to a rematch on SmackDown, but they could just be protecting Fandango from his recent concussions. The announcers hyped the main event, which was Ryback versus the Shield, with the main event, and the next match was Ryback versus The Miz after the break. Ryback apparently suffered an injury during this match, as you will soon hear in the results. Ryback versus The Miz. Jericho sat on commentary and wished viewers a happy Canada Day. Miz targeted Ryback's injured leg throughout the match with repeated kicks, including a running drop kick As it was draped over the middle rope, Ryback yelled at the referee to stop the match. Afterwards, Jericho entered the ring and dropped Ryback with a code breaker. Miz defeated Ryback in 5 minutes 10 seconds. Wow. Jericho mocked Ryback during the build to the finish and questioned how he could ask the referee to stop the match. And during this match, I didn't see much of it at all, unless I'm reading the results for that one. I guess I'll catch it on the flip-flop when I catch the replay and on my DVR. I actually recorded this week, as last week I had technical difficulties from my satellite company. 18 minutes of a 3-hour program and it shuts off. Okay. I am liking it more than most people seem to be. His crybaby act isn't main event style, but neither is anything else he would be doing now that he lost his program with Cena. It's a surprising and fun new wrinkle for his character. The next title video focus on Hulk Hogan in the WWE Championship side and Ric Flair on the World Championship side. Again, I did not see that. That one as it went to commercial. Mark Henry walked onto the stage for a promo. I did catch this one. He said he's the world's strongest man, and he didn't just get the name out of the Cracker Jack box. He spoke about representing the United States in the Olympics twice. That being 1992 and 1996, he said he earned the respect of every superstar that he's worked with, but there's jealousy, politics, and a lot of backstabbing. He said there are a lot of accidental injuries, and he said he's earned it. They never gave me a legitimate opportunity to be the WWE champion. He spoke about the miles he's traveled and the nights he's spent away from his family and all the years he's pretended that I like the boys. He said all the years of doing the right thing for the business got him nowhere. Damn it, I deserve to be the WWE champion, he said. And he then said, after all of it, he's earned the right to be the WWE champion. He said the fans hang on every word he says and call them puppets. He said now that he's finally had his chance, nobody is going to keep him down. I'm going to do the right thing, all right. I'm going to do the right thing for me. Henry said that after he beats John Cena, no one will be able to deny him. Henry said the fans will be talking about how he earned the WWE Championship. Yeah, you're going to say it, he said. Henry called for the camera to zoom in on his face. John Cena at Money in the Bank, I'm going to beat your ass. A good promo from Henry was tired and annoying. What chance for the live crowd? And every breath he took, but it was just not enough from his Emmy Award winning act 2 weeks ago. Backstage segment with Vince McMahon speaking to Vicky Guerrero with Brad Maddox. And Vince brought up Daniel Bryan and recalled telling Vicky that he's small and has issues. He accused him of not listening to him. Vince said that the main event tonight is awesome. Vicky took credit for the idea and said the other family members like it too. Vicky said that they were throwing money away. Vince said that they were throwing money away because the match should be on pay-per-view. He complained that they are giving it away for free. He said Vicky and the other family members don't understand good business. Vicky said that there's a list a mile long who were excommunicated, fired, or thrown out of the building because they didn't listen to him. As they go to commercial, I still question whether these now way too predictable segments with Triple H, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon are actually going somewhere, or if they are just making appearances to make USA Network happy. I like to think they are going somewhere, but so far it looks like they are just repeating themselves every week. And it's missing a fourth member, Shane McMahon, in the segment. Remember the power trip. Ring entrance took place for CM Punk and Curtis Axel versus the Primetime Players match. And the players were already in the ring when Punk came out. He jumped off the top rope and then patted his knee before making the OK sign with his hand. Axel and Heyman were out next, and CM Punk and Curtis Axel with Paul Heyman versus Primetime Players in match number 6. Punk directed Axel to take his spot in the corner, and Axel eventually complied, only to tag himself back into the match. Punk wasn't happy, but he agreed to let Axel start. A brief Mr. Perfect chant started as Axel and Darren Young started things off. Punk wanted to tag in, but Axel ignored him. Titus O'Neil tagged in the match, and Axel still declined to tag Punk into the match. We want Punk chant started. Axel caught Titus with a nice drop kick. After bickering with Punk, Axel walked into an O'Neil clothesline. Titus mocked the fans by chanting CM Punk. Then tagged Young back into the match. Axel made the tag to Punk at 5 minutes in, which I didn't even see. Punk swingboarded clothesline his way into the match. He caught Young with a running knee in the corner and followed up with a short arm clothesline. Punk went back to the top rope, yelled best of the world, and dropped an elbow onto Young. Punk caught Young with a GTS. Then threw a charring O'Neil over the top rope, and Axel tagged himself in and pinned Young while Punk watched. Heyman tried unsuccessfully to get Punk to celebrate the win with Axel, but they still got the win. Punk left with Curtis Axel celebrating in the ring, and the match only took 6 minutes, 10 seconds. That was laid out in a way that kept things entertaining. I still don't want to see Axel losing a non-title match to Punk, but I like the tension between them, which will probably lead Punk versus Axel, leading into the match versus Brock. Heyman was great in acting like nothing was wrong while trying to get Punk to celebrate the win. Another championship video focused on Stone Cold Steve Austin and Sting from the WCW title win. Yeah, I did see Undertaker in the background of the classic Sting footage, meaning they are clearly setting up Taker versus Sting for WrestleMania 87. So there's no need to email me about it or comment about it. That's 2087 for those that don't know. An ad for SmackDown focused on Sheamus. Match number 7, Caitlyn with Layla versus Alicia Fox. Alicia caught Caitlyn with a drop kick early, but Caitlyn came back with a spear for the win. And the match only took a minute 50 seconds. After the match, AJ Lee and Big E Langston came out on the stage. AJ called Caitlyn trash. She asked Caitlyn if she remembered the unsavory photos she took before her WWE career. A photo cropped image of a super obese Caitlyn appeared on the screen. Caitlyn asked if she was serious, while Layla put her arm around to keep her cool. AJ said she wanted to remind Caitlyn of where she came from and where she will end up again after she loses that Money in the Bank. Wow, these AJ and Caitlyn segments keep just getting worse. At least Caitlyn didn't freak out or cry over AJ's silliest stunt yet. Backstage segment with Miss Piggy Guerrero giving Brad Maddox instructions when Stephanie McMahon interrupted them. Stephanie complained that Vicky wasn't even watching her own show and therefore didn't manage the situation with AJ as she asked her to. Stephanie also complained that she had to read the Money in the Bank participants. Vicky said that she's going nuts with Hunter and Vince pulling her in different directions. Steph said that one of the fantastic things about Raw is how unpredictable it is. Because anything can happen in the WWE. Stephanie said that she can relate because it's hard when you get conflicting orders from the top. Vicky tried to play on being fellow businesswomen and said Vince and Hunter are acting crazy. Stephanie took offense and announced that they would have an official job evaluation for Vicky publicly in the middle of the ring next week. Stephanie said Vicky could be promoted and become the official general manager of Raw or lose her job. It's one of the beautiful things about Raw. You just never know what's going to happen next. As Stephanie concluded the segment as a good commercial. I'm not sure how the viewers are supposed to feel about that segment. Vicky is a heel, but the McMahon's pulling her in different directions makes her look somewhat sympathetic. No matter what happens, I hope this leads to a payoff for the McMahon family involvement, or they disappear afterwards. I enjoy the McMahons when they are all well written and have a real purpose, but that hasn't been the case this time around. And RVD Video hyped his return for 2 weeks at Money in the Bank. Cody Rhodes, Zeb Coulter, and Antonio Cesaro make their entrance. I don't think I've seen Cody come out with Zeb Coulter and Antonio Cesaro. Coulter vented about losing freedom in America. He said he and Cesaro were not alone in their fight because a real American, Jack Swagger, was back. Match number 8. Antonio Cesaro with the Swagger and the Zeb Coulter versus Cody Rhodes with Damian Sandow. Cody went for a backside, but Cesaro powered into the neutralizer and scored to win in a 2-minute and 20-second match. Seemed like an odd pairing, but the announcers played it up like up the fact that they are all 4 wrestlers in the ring with to be their Money in the Bank. Okay, it was still an odd pairing. The title videos focus on Triple H and Booker T in that segment as they go to commercial. As much as I like the build-up via the video packages, it would be nice to hear from John Cena and Alberto Del Rio about what the match means to them. If WWE is worried about hurting the live crowd's reaction, then fill time in the arena with something else while only showing the promos to television viewers. Backstage segment with the Bella Twins as they met 2 rookie divas who will be featured on Total Divas. One being a redhead and the other being African American, I believe. The Bellas said that they are stars of the show. One of the newcomers said they are all the stars. The Bella Twins said some stars shine brighter than others and took a jab at Cameron, Naomi, and Natalia as they came into the picture, who were all standing in the background. They all bickered and the Bellas got even more crazy, or more catty. I didn't think it was possible, but one backstage segment killed whatever interest I had in watching Total Divas. The announcers hyped that the Wyatt family will appear live on Raw next week. A Wyatt family video aired again as Alberto Del Rio makes his ring entrance with no Ricardo. The announcers recap Dolph Ziggler crashing the Fiesta on SmackDown and said Ricardo Rodriguez got hurt when he was put through a table. Alberto Del Rio stood in the ring for the champion versus champion match. The ugly guitar shot looked worse than a table spot. By the way, Ricardo worked the weekend live event, so it's not like he's been sidelined ever since the SmackDown taping. An ad aired for SmackDown advertising. Nothing. After the break, Cole saw hyped that CM Punk would make a special appearance on Friday Night SmackDown TV show. John Cena makes his entrance for the main event. He stood over near the camera on the stage and noted that it was champ versus champ, and then said, "The champ is here." Match number 9, WWE Champion John Cena versus World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio. As Justin Roberts stood in the ring and delivered pre-match introductions for both men. First notable moment of the match was when Del Rio avoided a charging Cena, causing him to run shoulder first through the ropes and into the ring post. Del Rio followed up by slamming Cena into the barricade and then rolling him back inside the ring. Later, Cena rolled away from the second rope, causing a running Del Rio to go feet first through the ropes to the floor. Baseball slide. As they go to the commercial and come back, and it's over past the 10 o'clock hour. Cena went through his signature spots, including 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena went for the double A attitude adjustment, but Del Rio countered into a bridging German suplex for a 2 count. Later, Cena went to the top rope, but Del Rio caught him with a kick and got another 2 count. Del Rio also caught Cena with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker that was almost botched. He caught Cena in a tree of woe and then charged, but Cena sat up, causing Del Rio to go through the ropes and into the ring post. Cena hits a crossbody block off the top rope for a good near fall. Cena went for the attitude adjustment, but Del Rio slipped out and into a cross-arm breaker, and Cena countered right into the STF. Mark Henry walked to ringside for the distraction, and Cena released the hold. Del Rio rose up Cena for a 2 count. Del Rio caught a kneeling Cena with a with a super kick. And Dolph Ziggler came out and stood on the ropes and distracted Del Rio, which allowed Cena to hit the Attitude Adjustment for the win. And that match took 15 minutes, 50 seconds. After the match, Mark Henry walked over to the timekeeper and took the WWE Championship from him. Henry entered the ring with the title. Cena flinched. Then Henry threw the WWE Championship at his feet. Cena went to pick it up. Then Henry motioned like he was going towards Cena, who flinched again. Henry smiled at Cena and then pointed at his wrist. Only time will tell. As he left the ring, Cena celebrated his win with the announcer speaking at ringside. JBL said that he thought he saw fear in Cena's eyes. Cole questioned whether it was respect. The announcers hyped the debut of the Wyatt family for next week's Raw. And another video. They're coming, JBL said. A Wyatt family video aired to close Raw. As much as I enjoyed the touch of the adding the title videos to hype the main event, I still felt like just another non-title champion versus champion match when the bell rang. However, Cena and Del Rio worked really hard to make it feel like it's more important that they succeeded. That was a good main event. The cop-out finish was logical in this case, as there's no reason to put over either champion as being more better or more important than the other. They could have thrown having both guys into the ring for double disqualification, which would have kind of made it more sense to hype it and to set up a tag team match for next week. That could be possible. Don't steal my idea, WWE. Well, I haven't gotten any dark match main event results yet. So whenever I do, I get them and post them on the SmackDown spoiler video for tomorrow night. And stay tuned for TNA spoilers coming up next. Whenever I get them. Thanks again and peace out.